Hello and welcome to Richmond. This is the TBR flat handicap today. Dean Davies on the mic for this event. I was a bit poorly in the event and I'm even more poorly the day after the event. We've got a good group here today. It's a bit smaller than our Epic KOM group, but it's picking up. It's a new event. We're having a lot of fun and it's definitely a different style of racing. We see Riddell there in the leader's jersey. He won this last week. Very strong competitor. Anthony Plummer, the Adam Hansen of the group, he's been there to every event and he's here again today. So here we are at the start. You'll see the GoGo TBR message being sent there and we're off. Just going through the starters, we've got Riddell, Fantana, otherwise known as Brian Connaughton, Plummer, just looking through here, Chiba's back, James New, a new rider coincidentally, D Penny out of the UK, and Ed Smith and Greco. I think we had a couple that didn't show up, and we've got an early attack already actually while I'm talking. The two big guns, shall we say, of TBR racing, Plummer and Riddell, have both put in a bit of a dig and they're already 2 seconds up the road. They've caught everyone napping. There's 5 laps to go, so I mean it's unlikely to work, but unless these guys start thinking about working together, it could. They're very strong riders, so it could stick. Let's see. You see the little gap there? It's strung right out. I don't know who that is, but we'll go back. Oh, here we go. Riddell and Plummer, little gap, but it looks like New and Chiba are pulling them back together now, all strung out. So we're only a couple of k's in, well, we're only a couple of 100 metres into the actual race, and some big attacks early. We've got New, Plummer, Chiba and Riddell all up front here at the moment. You can see Davies trying to come across there. I have to admit I didn't have a handicap tonight. I was taking it easy, so I tried to stay out of the racing as much as I could and tried to just be a passenger. But yeah, that it is what it is. I couldn't do it this week. So we've still got a group of 4 here at the front now, and looks like Ed Smith trying to get across and just skipping forward here. And it looks like, no, New's putting in a bit of a dig here. I think so we've got a second group trying to go out, New and Plummer, just pushing very hard on the front here to try and make a bit of a gap. 2.2 watts per kilo, so that's not insignificant at this weight that they're at. Let's see, I think it's going to come, yeah, we're coming back together again now. Chiba putting in a bit of a dig, 4 watts per kilo, he's got a little gap there. This is really hard work on the flats to push these big numbers. Saying it's easier on the hill is ridiculous, but it's much easier to have something to push against. And when you're on the flat, there's that, you don't have that same resistance. So really hurting these big efforts. So we see Chiba, Plummer and Davies all together. Ed Smith and a tight group here at the front of 5. And a couple of tag along, shall we say. They're doing it easy, I would hope, but at normal weight, not at 150 kilos and the various other weights that we see ourselves at here. So we're coming into the start of lap 2 here. Group of 5 together. A few guys have dropped off the back early. I think we've lost Greco and we've lost, I can't remember the other names now, I do apologise, Penny. Lost Penny, and I think there might have been some wrong turns at the start there as well, because a few riders dropped off just after lap 1 on one of the turns and maybe continued on the Richmond course. So here we are, tight grouping here. Like, this is what we wanted to see. We hoped that the handicapping would bring us a tight peloton, and I think if we can bring the numbers up a little bit, I think this will be even more apparent when we get that happening. Start of lap 3, and I think we have an attack. We have an attack, yes we do. It's Riddell there, and who's in front of him? That's Riddell and Plummer, the 2 big guys again. These are strong riders. These guys can put in big watts and hold it for a long time. We can see Riddell, Plummer, and a bit of a gap straight away back to Davies now. So is this going to be the moment where these 2 stay away? I think it might. I think we see, yes, Davies has dropped off. Ed Smith has dropped off. So this is the selection has been made. I think we've got Riddell and we've got Plummer away from the field now. New is coming back strong. I think he had a bit of a technical difficulty on lap 1, and he's rejoined and he's coming back through the field. So we'll just have to see if he can make it back to the main group. But these 2 now putting in some strong. Oh, they've both dropped their watts a bit, so they've made a gap, but now they've settled in to something a bit easier. Riddell gapping Plummer a bit now. Plummer will have to dig here because we saw last week Riddell went away from the field on lap 2 or 3 and was never seen again. He just took off. So where are we at here? So Ed Smith 6 seconds down, Dean Davies 6 seconds down, Chiba 6 seconds down. So this is Group 1. Group 2 is 3 more riders on the road, and we'll just have to see if Group 2 can get themselves all together and work hard to get back on again. Looking back, we have Davies, and who's here? It's a bit hard to tell because we've got some other people here. Chiba and Smith are all in this group, and New. New has made it back on. So this is Group 2 on the road. There's 4 riders, and there you can see, and we've skipped forward close to the end now. So Davies has been dropped at this point. This is our 3 riders. One of those actually doesn't belong to TBR, curiously enough, despite the green jersey. We've got Plummer, Riddell and New here coming in to the last lap. As you can see my message down the bottom there, I'm about to head as we cross the line. So this is the last lap. It's about, I think it's about 5k is the lap, so let's see how we go here. So, yep, New, Riddell and Plummer. And look, and what do we see? Yep, I think this is the attack. New is attacking, James New attacking up the hill. Can Plummer and Riddell match this? It's a big attack. He's pushing some big watts here, and he's holding it hard. The heart rate's high, the watts are high. This is the big moment, I think. Yep, there's the gap. Ignore the rider right behind him. He's not in the race. So we've got a gap of 1 second now back to Riddell and Plummer. And New is now 6 seconds out in front. He's made a big attack, and he has made it stick too. This is Riddell from above. He's trying to get back on terms with Plummer now, because Plummer has put a couple of seconds into him. So it's all blown apart. That big attack by New has really thrown the field all over the place. Davies is a long way back, so we just have to see if, and it looks like by the times on the side that Riddell and Plummer have come back together. Can they work together? I'm not so sure they will, but New is now, let's see, can we see how far ahead? He's a long way, he's 20 seconds ahead, so he's coming into the finish now. So this is going to be a win for New in his first week with us. Curiously, there he is, he's crossing the line. That's a great win for James. And here we go, this is the final sprint. Here comes, Plummer's gone early. He's gone early, he's going hard. Riddell is a very strong sprinter. Plummer's going to have to keep this up if he wants to get to the line, and he is too. He's gone early, he's held some big numbers, and I think he's done enough. Yes, he has. You can just see Riddell coming over the line, less than a second behind him there. It's a great race for second and third there between Plummer and Riddell. James New, our winner, and I think we'll see some stragglers. Myself cruising across the line for fourth, but I'm disqualified because I don't have a handicap. And here we have Ed Smith, not too far behind me, and I think we'll get to see Chiba as well. I do apologise, there's 3 more riders still out on course, Greco, Connaughton and Penny. I did forget to film them, I do apologise. So that's all for this week. Richmond TBR Handicap, we'll see you on Monday for the Epic KOM. See you then, bye.